Performance Center.
This time is the right time. I've got hope and the lights are shining bright. So bright here. This crowd is on fire, but the sound is a million miles away, away from me. This world is a door, you are the lock, my heart is the key, set me free. And should I be lost, then I shall be found, and I shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall with a force so true and profound, and it will be over, and it will be worth it. Hey! Time is the right time. All your hope and your heart is mine to take, and I'll take 'em. I can see your desire wrapped up in your selfish, mindless parade. So be brave then. I showed you the door, you wouldn't walk, so I'm not to blame. Know my shall be lost, and by darkness be found, and you shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall with a force so true and profound, and it will be over, yeah, yeah, and you shall be lost, by darkness be found, and you shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall on you. Look at me now, I got everything a man could ever need. But I'm not like other men, no, I'm not like all those animals sweating out there in the street. Just look at this belt, this gold. It represents greatness, or so I'm told. To me it's a possession, and I don't want a possession. But last night I couldn't sleep to save my life. So I opened up the medicine cabinet down, but I could reach. And today I woke up new. I was 12 years old one night. My mom's boyfriend came around, and I heard him drinking and laughing, and the cold hard slap of the floor. So my mother hit the ground, and I came out the next day. Most of our shit had been taken away. Possessions make you a target. I don't want to be a target. So I'll take this and dissolve it to a vapor. Open up my pores and take this thing inside my body. And if you ever want it back, standing on the top of the ladder. You saw the other side of famous, and you stepped right through. And when you leapt into the air, spread your wings and flew, we were watching you. But you got sick along the line somewhere. Nobody could stop you, but everyone knew. The higher you climbed, yeah, your sickness grew. We were watching you. So walk away, just walk away. Want to keep your legacy alive. Just walk away, just walk away. I only want to see you survive. World in your hands, get it back, no matter what you do. Your light was gold, now it's black and blue. We were watching you. You're standing on the top of the ladder. Saw the other side of famous. You stepped right through. When you leapt into the air, spread your wings and flew. We were watching you. We were watching. So walk away. Just walk away. If you want to keep your legacy alive. Walk away, just walk away. I only want to see you survive. So walk away, just walk away. If you want to keep your legacy alive, just walk away. Walk away. I only want to see you survive. Walk away. Just walk away. If you want to keep your legacy alive, just walk away. Just walk away. 'Cause if you get clean, and if you don't die, and if you wise up, we'll be waiting. There was a time when your shadow was great, but it's the end of the line, and we're all tired of waiting, waiting. Staring up at the lights. After a while they're burning. You cannot chain up the night. Can't stop the pages from turning, turning. If someone's gonna put you down, then I'm gonna put you down. I love you, I'm sorry. You came back alive, but your shadow was gone. Now you're only surviving, your mind away and along.
Why is it raining in here? Omega?
Well, I think someone left the top down on the trailer again.
Oh man, it's really coming down, man. Because my face is getting all wet and everything, and we're just gonna start the show. There isn't anything funny here.
Well, now's no time for joking around. Just quiet down your chatter. The weekend pro wrestling is no laughing matter, baby. From Impact to Raw to SmackDown Blue, you'll be good at math and science if you only listen to Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Enough.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 195 of Woo Get Serious. My name is Gunnar. That is Omega BR.
I love it when it rains because no one can see me doing lewd things.
Well, we still can see you doing lewd things, Omega BR. You're just doing them while you're wet. Joining us this week, who is also quite wet, Yankum DDS.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
He has the weirdest boner right now. Speaking of the weirdest boner, we got the Croc.
Oh my god, for like the first time in a year and a half I'm here. It's a fucking miracle, and it just sucks that Daniel Bryan was the one that caused it.
Joining us also is Vassar.
I still need more beer from last night. There's not enough.
I do too.
Alright, Jester, get your shit in.
I know we all need to come to a catharsis about Daniel Bryan a little later on, but I'd just like to point out that my favorite heel from the old AWA group was the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, headed by Colonel De Beers, and I bring this up because Twitter just issued a Trust and Safety Council, and it's led by the same asshats.
And also joining us this week, it's Dog. Save us, Dog.
And
yes, please, dog, save us.
As I promised last week, a haiku for Haku. Bullet Club father, net jester. Learn to read, kid. Mang will kill you dead.
A million points. A million points. That was
not
great.
A million, but a lot.
Yes.
Hey, I got a mention. Don't I get a couple?
So there's a couple other things that happened this week besides the quite obvious thing that I'm a little upset over, but we'll get over it. And we're going to talk about the news. And Batista turned down a role as the guest referee for Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania, wanting a return to be a meaningful final run. Shawn Michaels, who turned down a spot in the Royal Rumble, may take the role instead, which they shouldn't do. It should be Daniel Bryan. Perfectly honest. Vince McMahon is said to be really high on Braun Strowman to the point where he controls everything about how he moves and acts. So basically what you're telling me is that Braun Strowman is actually power armor and Vince McMahon steps into him to wrestle. Though there's backlash over reports that he could be facing Undertaker at WrestleMania and the match might be already nixed. It is said that Strowman is much better in the ring than what fans have seen on TV, which wouldn't be terribly surprising since we haven't seen anything, and he could be in line for a match with Brock Lesnar if he performs well in the coming months. SummerSlam is when the rumored time that would be happening. In other news, Charlotte's feud with Brie Bella will be short and is mostly out of sympathy for the injured Nikki, leading to a triple threat match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, which is exactly what we called and saw at Royal Rumble.
Yay.
It is the right call.
It is.
That triple threat, I mean, it's the best match you can do, and you know those three are going to tear the house down because it's Mania and it's their first time there.
I can't.
I don't. It's not Brie's first time there.
No, it's not going to be Brie at all. It's going to be. It's not Brie.
It's it's Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. Oh yeah, no, that's going to be a fantastic match.
After what happened on Raw, could you see them maybe doing the your husband's gone here. Have the belt.
No way. That's just. I also, it looks like, especially with the way that after everything ended, it looks like Bree might be heading out the door too. She doesn't really necessarily have a big reason to stay.
Yeah, and we'll get into Bree in a bit here. But at the same time, it definitely it felt like a sympathy thing for sure. But before Nikki was coming back, and I highly doubt that we'll ever see the Bella Twins wrestle again. To be perfectly honest.
I think the Divas match will be good unless they have their time cut because Imagine Dragons ran long.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh my god!
Oh god!
Negative point to Mega VR. Why would you?
Huh? I didn't get that one. Okay. Anyway,
This man managed to turn heel in 5 seconds.
Okay. So let's talk real quick about Braun Strowman being a mech suit for Vince McMahon. God, I know Vince is the head of the company, but and he has a hard-on for his mastodons, but you've got to. This is the exact same problem we had with Roman Reigns. I mean, he's just going to be pushed into our face where he's going to be Cena 3.0, and we're like, Vince, stop.
No, they probably are looking at him as the next Undertaker, which is dumb.
No, he's going to be the next Big Show, and everyone's going to hate him.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to do.
That's even worse. Wait, can he cry on command? Because if not, my hopes just got a little bit higher.
And he can't be the next Big Show.
Why not?
Because the Big Show can cry on demand.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what makes him special. That's what Yank saying.
Excuse me. Let me downgrade a little bit here. He's not going to be the next Great Khali because he's not tall enough. But he is going to be the next Giant Gonzalez.
Oh, God.
Sounds about right. I mean, honestly, that sounds about... He has no personality, at least what we've seen. And what the fuck can he do in the ring? They never showed it in NXT.
To be fair.
They never showed it in WWE. I've never seen a match of his that's worth a shit.
That selling that he did at Royal Rumble did not get my hopes up.
No.
It got Brock mad. That's the thing I saw.
Yeah, and I think he was shoot mad too. That was the funny part.
He was.
To be fair, that may not entirely be all Braun Strowman's fault. Some of that, and by some I mean a lot, probably has to do with creative. They're going, we're just going to put this black sheet mask on you, and you go out there and look like a big son of a bitch.
But here's the thing, though. If he was actually good in the ring, they'd be putting him out there like they do with Luke Harper and letting him have decent matches. They even put freaking Eric Rowan out there, and he is not a good singles wrestler. So why have we never seen this dude in the ring? It's probably because he's shit. Or he is so good that he's like the guy.
You gotta realize he's green as goose shit, right? He's green as goose shit. He probably is just shit. I mean, I think Croc's a little less green than this kid. I think Croc's a little less green than this kid. Just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. I go ahead and from a wristwatch.
I think what it is he's probably 80s good in the sense that, he can throw a big punch and make it look like it was a big punch and, kind of...
Mark Henry before... sexual chocolate, Mark Henry without the sexual chocolate.
Ooh. It was just chocolate?
No. He's white chocolate. He's mocha.
I mean, but if you're talking like a parallel, like the good side of what he could become like a Hall of Fame Mark Henry.
Yes.
But that would be years down the line still.
Yes.
Any match with Rock is going to suck.
The bottom line, in terms of his in-ring ability, the reason why, at least from what I've been seeing and hearing, they've been saying they want to hold him off for WrestleMania. They want to hold him off for the big stage. That could potentially backfire on them in a way that it may hurt his character in the long run. He gets exposed on the biggest stage of them all. There may not be a recovery for him.
Right, and people are saying that there isn't going to be a recovery for Roman either if he doesn't get over here with this particular feud. But it's that's I'm not sure about that one. All right, Jacob, you read this next news bit.
Alrighty, well, Finn Balor sprained his ankle in Nashville and is still awaiting word on when he can return. Triple H met with Lucha Underground officials in December for talks, but nothing came of them. TNA approached them with the idea of doing a joint show in Texas during WrestleMania weekend, but Lucha Underground turned them down, feeling it wouldn't be a good fit. I wonder why.
Smartest idea.
Bull Dempsey, Sylvester Lafort, Marcus Louis, Peter Howard, and Magno have all been released from NXT, and there's talk of doing a WWE Network series focusing on lighter weight wrestlers, possibly a tournament featuring indie stars, with the idea that they'll be offered a contract if they get over. That sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome, and it sounded awesome for like 3 or 4 years now. They've been talking about this shit. It's never going to happen. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. Not on the network, not anywhere.
You know why? No. You know why? Hornswoggle is the final WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
I hate you. I fucking hate you. You know, hold on. I can't. Hold on. Okay, that's better. I kicked Gunner out because he brought up the thing that should not be mentioned. So let's talk about something else. Did you guys see the Finn Bailey video?
Who hasn't?
It was fantastic.
I didn't know there was a video.
Very nice of Bailey to cheer Finn up like that.
Yeah, there's a video of it. She comes out to his music and does his intro. It's fantastic. Oh, we have a call.
It's not me.
I don't believe you.
No, really, it's not me.
Well, I picked it up. Hello, caller.
Caller, you are live on the air.
Hello?
Is this who I think? Is this who I think it is?
Hello.
Ooh, that's really
Vince Russo.
What's up, Vince Russo?
Whatever it is. Well, this is Murph One, a.k.a. Vince Russo Jr. But, I mean, it's been a very terrible reception. Everyone turns like a rubber thinking dump to me.
Bud, you're coming in terribly. Yeah, it sounded horrible.
What a swerve. Vince Russo is a robot.
The Vince Russo is a robot. It's
He's
actually
a swerve robot.
It's actually Murph One. Everybody, say hello to Murph.
Hello.
Hi, Murph. Bye, Murph.
Bye, Murph.
Thank you, Murph.
All right. Well, hey.
Real quick, I would just want to say, in terms of Bull Dempsey getting released, he'll be fine. He actually appeared over at the dojo where I train to help train us, so he's already got a gig going on with training us, and I'm pretty sure he'll be fine down the line.
I feel like LaFour and Marcus Louis, are going to be a force on the independent scene. I don't know why. I just feel like those two as a team fit in well with the independents.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be terribly surprised. I mean, CJP did a really good job after he left, so I'm not terribly surprised at any of this. All right. So with that being said, let's just get into the 15-minute time limit because we all want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about today the return of Fortune 4. That was just I had to. I'm sorry. All right, we're talking about Daniel Bryan. We're talking about Daniel Bryan. Last night on Raw, you missed the best retirement segment ever, according to the Melts, Dave Meltzer, and according to me, because I totally agree with him. Daniel Bryan's retired. All right, so here we go. This is a little news note here in the 15-minute time limit. Daniel Bryan's retirement doesn't come without controversy, as Dave Meltzer posted on the Wrestling Classic forum, saying that he tried to give notice to WWE, was told he did not have the right, Superstar contracts have a provision that frees their contracts in the event of an injury to allow WWE to make up lost time, which is the same thing that happened to Rey Mysterio a while back. Bryan did undergo another round of testing before the Royal Rumble, though the test results are unconfirmed beyond what Bryan alluded to in his speech. So basically what we're saying here is that whatever test that Bryan had and exactly what he said on Raw is exactly what happened. He basically didn't realize that his head was as fucked up as it was, and now he does, and now he doesn't want to wrestle anymore. And I can understand that. I applaud him and I thank him for his service, but I applaud him for going out when he should, and not sitting there saying that, I just want to keep going and fuck this and this, that, and the next thing. He did the smartest thing that he could.
Yep, he did. And first off, if he did,
another call.
Okay, here we go. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Murph One again, with a better reception. I'm on my landline.
There we go.
There we go. That's much better.
Hey, Murph, we're talking about Daniel Bryan right now.
About Daniel Bryan. I was gutted, and I was glad for him. One thing I gotta add is, within the span of 10 days, we got to see Shinsuke Nakamura make his exit from New Japan, and Daniel Bryan make his exit from wrestling. It is just a double gut punch.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's crazy.
It hurts.
The terrible thing is that the terrible thing is that those two can't wrestle.
Yeah, just listen to the fans of Carcan Hall. They were just crying out for Shinsuke. They loved him, and so it's on a smaller plane than the universe loving Daniel Bryan. It's just you can feel the genuine love for both fan bases, and now they're both transitioning to different phases of their lives, and we have to witness this.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. It's just strange to me that all of a sudden that in 2016 that we've turned our wrestling world upside down from what we knew it in the past 5 years. I mean, if you look at Bryan, you look at Punk, you look at Nakamura, you look at even Cena. I mean, I'm going to throw him in there too. Those four over the past 5 years have really helped transform wrestling into what it is today. I mean, and it's huge deals what they're doing now. I mean, Cena obviously is transitioning into his final stages of his career. He's winding down and getting ready to go into like movies and acting and other stuff like that. And Bryan obviously just retired. Punk went off to go to the UFC to prove himself, which I don't think, by the way, will end as terribly as everyone's projecting.
It's hilarious just watching some of these idiots on Reddit just going completely like salt mine about Punk just in the UFC. It's
absolutely
so cringeworthy reading this garbage.
It is.
I'd like to bring up another Reddit thing too. Apparently, on the Squared Circle subreddit, basically what happened was. There was a WWE insider who called this. I think we reported this on the show like 2 weeks ago or something like this. That called that last night that Daniel Bryan would retire.
Well,
that's
kind of been in the cards for quite a while there. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Don't step on anyone.
Basically, the poster claimed that that they were an insider. They were basically an office person, and they were processing the release of Daniel Bryan. And that that basically that they put two and two together, and that the show in Seattle was supposed to be his retirement show, and this was literally like 2 weeks ago or something like that. And everybody was like, "Nah, this ain't real. This person isn't real." Blah 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 blah. Another dolphin situation or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it turned out to be real, and that's the worst part about it.
Yeah, it's a gut punch, and to expand on what you were talking about, Gunnar, bringing up Punk, bringing up Bryan, you gotta take into account that Bryan kicked the door down for the independents. Actually, he showed the company that you can trust these guys that have 10 plus years going around the country and the world honing their craft. They're not as bad as you think they are, and if you give them a chance, they'll go ahead and outshine. And I'm speaking on behalf of me, of course. I don't know about anybody else in the dojo, but seeing him get his way, get his out the way he did it last night, it's an inspiration to me. It's an inspiration to a lot of the guys that are still cutting their teeth, still working to train to hone their craft. And it sucks that he's gone, but it lit a fire in me that I haven't felt in a long time.
Right. I want to hear some other opinions on this. I mean, we've got a couple of people here who haven't had much chance to talk. What did you guys think of the Daniel Bryan retirement speech and all of that?
I love the "That's What She Said" line. That just busted my gut. That was great.
I popped.
Yeah, I did.
Bro.
But just
it was a nice laugh to kind of break all the sadness, and then it went all sad again.
And he delivered it perfectly too. It's not like his voice was cracking or anything.
It was delivered so perfectly that WWE cut that segment off of their YouTube clip.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Why in the fuck would they do that?
Because it's YouTube, but it's WWE, and they like to do it. They like to do things in post. What do you expect?
I am right now in front of me looking at the famous Hope for the Future pick we had a few years ago with Daniel, Punk, Ryder, Kofi, Beth Phoenix, and I can't remember his real name now. Oh my God. But you know the one also had Evan Bourne in it. And right. I think, and I look at it now, Evan Bourne, Airborne.
Panda.
Remember him?
Seidel.
Matt Seidel. Okay, anyway, keep going. I'm looking at this now, and people are either gone from this pick never to return, or, their careers now are so far from where we thought they would be. And with last night, we always hoped that Daniel would come back, and I don't want him to come back and risk his health. None of us want him to come back and risk his health, but we all thought there was hope for him coming back and taking the WWE out of its doldrums, because, bitch, it's in doldrums, and a lot of the hope that we had has been crushed from last night.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, we were all under the impression that the only reason he wasn't back yet is because WWE doctors wouldn't clear him, even though his own personal doctors, I think 3 other doctors, had said he was okay to wrestle.
Yes, I mean, that's really that's the only thing that we saw as the problem. And I think it's the only thing that he saw as the problem too. But now you have this now we have 2 bigger problems. And I'm going to do a little rant here, because this is what I'm most mad about. I'm not upset that Daniel's gone, that Daniel decided to stop, because it's exactly what he should have done. And anybody else that I would have put in that situation, I would have totally agreed with. However, there are 2 things that I want to bring up here. Number 1, why doesn't the WWE send their talent off to go get those tests? Because I guarantee you that there would be more people on that roster that would retire today that have worse minds or worse brains than what Daniel has right now. I don't think that we're going to be. This changes a lot of things in the business, because eventually what you're going to end up seeing is trainings that are going to be done in a much safer space, in a much safer area. You're not going to be bumping on ring mats anymore unprotected. You're going to be bumping with, headgear and onto soft mats and that kind of thing, which is just fundamental things. And then you go all the way up to the top. What if Randy Orton can't come back because he's had too many concussions? What if John Cena can't come back because
Randy Orton was literally the first name I thought of if someone said, go get more testing. I almost guarantee you Randy Orton would be in worse shape.
Exactly. And here's another thing. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. Seriously. Yes. You son of a bitch. Because look what you did. You wasted so much time of Daniel Bryan's career, wasting it on like a small show as NXT, trying to build him up, when in actuality, what you could have done is you could have put him elsewhere, higher up in the card, because you knew he could work. And I understand, he's the pioneer, he's the first one, he's the one that's you're gonna sit here and go back and look at and go, well, that's he's the stereotype and the archetype for all the wrestlers to come these days, because it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how small you are now, it matters just how can you wrestle, can you go, and can you catch a crowd. He caught a crowd, and he was able to do it, and we got screwed out of having decent matches and decent and better things for him than 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28. This just makes that so much more insulting.
Damn it.
Exactly. He wants to shove these people down our throats that have no business in that ring. No offense to any of them personally, but we are sitting here watching the people that have dedicated their lives to it. And we got Braun Strowman over here who's going to WrestleMania, and we're just talking about that in the news, and that's taking a spot away from a guy like Neville, like a guy like Finn Balor. Could you imagine a Finn Balor Undertaker match at WrestleMania 32? That would be so hype. They would be ridiculous. But are they going to?
It was
put
embarrassing
them
watching
in there?
Braun Strowman not no-sell Brock Lesnar, and just the retribution that Brock laid upon him was just, oh yeah.
You're right, Gunner.
Lariato.
The test that they did now, that test that Bryan took, if half the roster were to go take that test, first off, this test blows the doors wide open on the entire business, because you can go down the line from Ring of Honor, TNA, WWE itself. I can guarantee you probably almost 80% of that roster has some type of brain damage. It's contact sports, full contact. You're gonna get it.
Well, it's the inevitability.
Exactly.
It's the inevitability of the sport is that it's going to happen. It's to the degree and how many times that it happens, and that's something that people have always known, that being in contact sports is going to give you that type of brain, like it's going to do brain damage. Like a lot of things do brain damage, but this is kind of the first time in history where we're understanding like how deep the brain damage goes and how it develops. This is like a total
amazing. I remember back in the 90s, like you watch an NFL game and a player you like, it's car up the game, or this Samuel Perkins back. Oh, he's only a concussion. No, he's back in the practice. For that next following week. It's only
they still do that today in the business. They still do that. People will sit there and say, "Oh, I got a concussion. All right, I'm back working the next week." When at the dojo that I train at, we get a concussion. He sits us down and says, "I'm not clearing you to train here until you're 110%, and you show me a medical report saying you're fine." And that's why I love work training there, because he actually gives a damn about our health.
Exactly, and I think that this is just another part of the revolution that has been coming up, and I'm going to say this, ever since the Benoit thing happened, and ever since the Eddie thing happened, this has just been this is just another step in the process to make make this business a hell of a lot better for the people in it.
The Benoit thing also happened almost concurrently with the NFL concussion crisis, and having both of those combined really turned everybody's eye to it. If it was just the WWE, like, there wouldn't be the reach to have everybody know about it, but everybody knows about this concussion crisis now.
Exactly.
We just had Junior Seau killing himself several years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly. Over all of this. And, all right, I'm going to point out a name here, and you guys are going to be like, oh my God, he was right. Christopher Nowinski.
Yeah, he was right. 110% right. That's why they're so scared of having these guys go get these tests, because they know if they get these tests, they won't have a roster. They won't be able to put on shows because half the guys have something wrong.
Yeah, let me jump on this rant here real quick and just say, Triple H would not be the champion. The Undertaker would never wrestle again. Guys like The Rock, anybody basically, maybe even Lesnar at this point, because I think he's taken some chair shots back in, 2002, 2003, if I remember right.
Lesnar, the concussion he got in the botched shooting star press at WrestleMania, 19?
Yeah.
Didn't
he could have broke his neck.
Yeah.
Just back then. Oh, he might have broke his neck. He just got concussion.
He
on
was
SmackDown next week.
Wasn't he back? Yeah, the very next week, which would have been 2 days from WrestleMania wrestling. So that would never happen at this point in time. So it's just it's impressive that there's we're starting to see all of these precautions at least taken to some degree, because 5 years ago none of the shit would have happened. None of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this all kind of turned into a concussion discussion. I just want to say, with the Daniel Bryan thing, the thing that bothers me is here they are celebrating his career, and Vince gives him a hug on the stage and all that. And, that's great. I'm sure they really genuinely appreciate him, but to Gunner's point, I mean, if it was somebody different, would they have cleared him? Probably. Would they have allowed him to be cleared, rather? Sure. I mean, did they force him to retire? No, but did they put him in a situation where he can't wrestle because he won't be cleared and he can't get out of his contract because it's frozen because of the injury that they won't clear him from? Yes, they did. So,
exactly.
It's just another one of those things that WWE kind of gets away with.
I mean, if you look at it from this perspective, right? It's Punk all over. It's Punk all over again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, and it's a little less dramatic. It's not as traumatic, but it's Punk all over again. It's Vince trapping a performer into not performing and into doing what he wants, and that's yeah. I mean, it's for his health.
Gotta say this, Vince. Your goddamn Mastodon fetish is ruining the WWE. Period.
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
I don't have a lot of hope for the future where Braun Strowman is facing The Undertaker, and I tell you that if Roman Reigns really leaves Dallas with the belt, and there's no shenanigans or anything, some serious thinking.
It just shows you how wrong this was. And Bryan was having post-concussion seizures, by the way, that he was hiding. He just admitted that on. Yeah, he just mentioned that on Sports Center. So, okay, all right. Let's. We have to get off of this topic. We got to get going. This is only a podcast. I mean, this is only a little bit of a show. I want ice cream because this has been traumatic and I've been crying.
What's your flavor ice cream?
Buddy?
I want salted caramel for my tears.
Drive-through.
With the ratings, it's going to be Vassar. Do you want to do them, Yankum?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Well, then let him do them.
Okay, and now for the ratings. TNA Impact got 295,000 viewers, down from 339,000 the week previous. SmackDown, 2.664 million, down from 2.72 million. And finally, Raw, 3.727 million, up from 3.383 million the week previous. And that's the ratings.
That's a hell of a rating for the Daniel Bryan segment. I mean, we got 4 million for Royal Rumble, so not too bad, Janae. With the birthdays, I'm gonna have Croc read them.
Happy birthday on the 10th to Mr. Louis Piccoli and former TNA Knockout / WWE Women's Champion Lisa Marie Varon. Happy birthday to the Big Mex Hernandez on the 11th day after, the 12th, as we know, R-Truth. And on the 14th, we got the baddest man on the planet, Ken Shamrock, R.I.P. to Viscera. We got Ayako Hamada and Tommy Dreamer. On the 15th, we have Jenna Marasco.
-5 stars.
I was waiting for that. And then we have the wife of Michael Elgin, Lufisto. And then finally, on the 16th, good old Vampire Warrior himself, fanging and banging, Gangrel.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 1966, where the Destroyer and the Golden Terror defeat Kanji Inoki, really Antonio, and Duke Kiyomuka to win the Texas NWA World Tag Team title in Dallas. Jump to 1972, where WWF World Champion Pedro Morales defeats Freddie Blassie in a steel cage match at the Civic Center in Baltimore, Maryland by escaping over the top. The match had been promoted with the concept that Blassie had invented the cage match and was unbeatable in it. And in 2002, Wrongful Death, Dalgan Briggs and Nafatali defeat champions Quickie Mart, Agent Steel and Yaz, and Joey Matthews and Christian York in a three-way match to win the NWA Florida Tag Team title in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy trails. I'm going to do it.
I've got it. No, I've got it. Look. Happy trails to ECW original Axel Rotten, who has passed away at age 44. This is sad news on top of sad news on top of sad news. Also, happy trails.
By the way, don't confuse him with Ian Rotten, who is an asshole and a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Axel Rotten is a class act, and anyone in the back will tell you that too.
Yeah,
so.
Ian Rotten is the most useless, scummy human being to walk the earth.
Axel was a great dude.
Axel was Balls Mahoney are the greatest tag team ever, in my opinion.
Also, happy trails to Sunny for farting in the middle of her pornographic film, resulting in her partner being covered in fecal matter. He's quoted as saying, "Oh my god, is this fucking corn? What the fuck?"
And with the force.
Absolutely disgusting, bro. Absolutely disgusting.
How do you know that?
Is that real? That can't be real.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
You just have to go rent in through the back door, sunny side up, to go see.
Hell no.
I'm sure someone on West knows. I guarantee you that.
Uncle Creepy. And I can also be your daddy.
Do I even want to know what the hell that's from?
Big Wool, is that you?
All right, points.
All right, here we go. Starting off with 200 points for the Croc. Welcome back, buddy. We're doing points now, and you have some. 150 points to Dog because his Haku Haiku was highly helpful. Negative 272 points to NetJester for showing up. Negative 25 points to Omega BR. Imagine dragons. Imagine these nuts in your mouth.
Correct.
Don't giggle while I'm fucking doing this because you break my concentration. Negative 50 points to Gunner for bringing up Hornswoggle as the final cruiserweight champion. If you don't talk about it, I forget that it's a thing, and I'm able to actually.
Hello. Hello.
Achieve happiness in my life. And finally, brings us to NetJester with negative 772 points for this episode, bringing his overall score to negative 1,293,634. Gunner scored negative 50 points this episode, bringing his score to 260. Omega scored negative 25 points this episode, bringing his score down to 580. Vassar scored nothing this episode. Was Vassar even here?
He did the ratings. And he got what? Some time during the Daniel Bryan thing.
I'll give you 10 points, Vassar, because I feel bad for you. There. 367.8 is Vassar's total. Safest Dog scored 158 points this episode, bringing his score up to 505. He'll be right up there with Omega BR pretty soon. Okay. And finally, the Croc with 200 points overall in the episode and forever.
In life.
Yeah. in life, he has 200 points, which is a pretty decent score. It's more than NetJester, for damn sure.
Yes, for damn sure. All right, what should we watch this week in wrestling? We're going to start at the bottom here with Vassar.
I'm going to say Bryan Danielson versus CM Punk in April of 2004 in Ring of Honor.
Croc, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
I say we should watch, in honor of Daniel Bryan's career, one of the greatest moments he had. Him in the triple threat at WrestleMania 30 when he won the title. That way we can always remember it.
Dog, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
I'm going to pick something, if you want to kind of get your mind off the whole situation with D-Bry for a minute, check out Johnny Mundo versus Killshot from this week's episode of Lucha Underground.
NetJester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, personally, I thought there was a very fun main event last week featuring the New Day and their new fourth man, the world's strongest unicorn, Mark Henry.
44!
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
that's going to get old fast.
Please give me points for that. I would like 40 points for that.
No.
Hello?
Aw. And Murph, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
This upcoming week?
What should the fans of this show watch this week when they're they're going forward? You know, what match did they watch that's already happened? Basically, what are you excited?
Already
about?
happened. It already happened. I would go with actually, don't make it mine. I was going to say the upcoming New Japan show, but you talk about okay, just move on. I pass.
All right, that works.
Okay.
Omega BR, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should watch Taka Michinoku and Aguila versus Pirata Morgan and Brian Christopher from a 98 episode of Monday Night Raw.
Oh, dear Jesus, that sounds terrible.
And, the main reason is because this was when Sunny was doing guest ring announcing every once in a while, and she's practically spread eagle on the steel steps when doing it.
Yeah, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Hold on, I'm trying to get some vital fucking information here. Don't talk over the top of me. Make a BR. Is she drunk? Is that why she spread eagle on the stairs?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell. But remember, she did do that tape with Elmo.
Well, let me ask you this. If I were to watch that, and I happen to have a bottle of, I don't know, lube nearby, would it be an okay match?
Well, if you like seeing quick cuts to Jerry Lawler.
That'll up my stamina for sure. All right, so
98 Jerry Lawler was kind of attractive.
Well, that's when I'm with a girl, that's how I make myself last longer. Just like every time I think I'm getting close, I'm like, and then I catch a Jerry Lawler, and I'm good for at least another 10 minutes.
Sonny did a sex tape with the monster.
So my matches, I've got two things going here. I forgot to watch. Yeah, almost not a monster. I forgot to watch NXT. Oh, I didn't forget. I just didn't get to it. Yeah, Croc, we'll get to you in just 1 second. I didn't get to watch NXT this past week, so that I'm going to watch. You should watch it too if you haven't seen it. And also, for the D-Bry thing, I think you should watch the Occupy Raw moment over again, because in my opinion, that is one of the most powerful television moments in wrestling history, for all those people to be down there at the ring. And it was just, I get goosebumps just thinking about it, and like how excited I was in that moment when that was happening. I think that's probably my favorite Daniel Bryan moment.
Can I make another suggestion real quick and suggest you watch the Randy Orton, John Cena Champions coronation from late that Bryan alluded to.
Oh, God.
Because when they actually hijacked Raw and all the champions were in the ring and everybody's chanting for Bryan and Triple H is visibly getting annoyed and Punk's behind him smirking. And I think that would be my favorite one.
I'm going to actually suggest three things. The first being Daniel Bryan and John Cena versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, as it was Daniel Bryan's final match ever. I'm going to suggest that. I'm going to suggest the Dr. Shelby vignettes with Team Hell No, because that was some of the funniest shit on the planet, and especially because of the diner scene. Yes. If you haven't seen that yet, that's fucking funny. And I'm going to pull out a gem here. Cesaro versus R-Truth from Saturday Morning Slam with Daniel Bryan on commentary talking about bears. Exclusively talking about bears. Yes.
That's Google. How many bears?
Have you ever wrestled a bear?
Have you ever wrestled a bear?
That sounds fantastic.
Google Daniel Bryan really likes bears. It should be. That's the title of the YouTube video that I'm watching right now. Yes,
bears video out.
Like I want that in my Google search history.
One last Daniel Bryan suggestion too, just if something else that'll make you happy is when Daniel Bryan gets kicked off of NXT and then cuts a promo on Michael Cole and slaps him the fuck around. That's it'll always bring a smile to my face.
I saw that live, I think, and I was there for that one. That was cool. All right, guys, thank you very much for listening. That's it for this week. We would like you to check us out, sparkstark.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/sparkstark. Twitter.com/sparkstark is where a bunch of us talk, where Yankum likes to get on and talk to y'all on Twitter. I got my own Twitter, and it's linked through there. So
I got my own Twitter, too.
You do, but you use the Sparkstark one.
Because I'm the only one that tweets on the Sparkstark one.
Exactly. So you can also check us. You can also call into the show like Murph has, and that number is 812-408-9666 or 812-408. And you can always check us out online at smarkstark.com. Check out booking at smarkstark.com if you want to shoot us an email if you are somebody in the business that would like to get a little more exposure. Speaking of somebody in the business that would like to get a little more exposure, plug your shit.
All right, so if you're in Central Florida or in the Florida area, you want to become a professional wrestler, you want to follow your dream, go ahead, come on down to our dojo. It's called the Team Vision Dojo, located at 6923 Narcoossee Road, suite number 620. You can check us out on our website, www.teamvisiondojo.com. We have a lot of people that are coming in. Like I said earlier, Bull Dempsey is now one of the trainers there. We got guest trainers ranging from Sammy Callahan, Soraya Knight, Paige's mother, Sanjay Dutt, TJ Perkins, Teddy Hart, Teddy King, Yoshitatsu, Glacier from the WCW, Nick Dinsmore, Eugene from WWE, Chris Hero. The list goes on and on. We got Scott Hall, Larry Zabisco, one of the head trainers there, Santana Garrett. If you're a woman and you want to get into this business, she's a very big person in this business that can teach you a lot about what you need to do. So by all means, check us out over there, www.teamvisiondojo.com. It's one of the most affordable schools that you can go to, and we have classes ranging from mornings to nights, starting at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. It's a great school. By all means, come on and check it down. We have shows every Saturday. We have a show coming up actually on the 20th, and doors open at 7:30. Tickets are only $10, and we'll have our World Heavyweight Champion, the Freak Rhett Giddens, there. It will be a great show. Hopefully we'll see you guys out there, and you'll see me over there. So, just say, hey, what's up, West? I'll know who you are. We'll go ahead and hang out.
All right, guys, thank you very much for listening. And remember, we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
Now, normally we do our own stuff here at the end, but gentlemen, all together now, one time for Daniel Bryan, you know what to do. Yes!
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
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 Yes, bro.
Yes.
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 Are you serious, bro?
Omega.
Good night, Aberdeen.
Thank you, Brian, for everything you've done.